Sam, I would imagine the lengthiness of the postgame probably included Coach addressing the team as well. What is said after? It's not very common to have home run rule losses around here.
Yeah, and we don't want it to be common. We're obviously really disappointed about our performance. It's a 3-game series, which is really, really good. We're excited to come back tomorrow and to look to even the series for sure. That's not Duck softball that we played tonight, and we talked about that. We didn't perform, on any facet of the game the way that we wanted to, offensively, defensively, on the mound, and it's no time to make excuses. We got to look at it, make our adjustments, and get back at it tomorrow.
Defensively in particular, when you guys pride yourselves on it and enter as the best team in the league and one of the best in the country, your perspective on how the 5th and 6th innings defensively just snowballed so badly.
Yep, it was unfortunate. That's definitely not our team. We're a really, really solid defensive team. I don't think that's at all what you're going to continue to see from us defensively the rest of the series. We got a great group of players out there, and just one of those games where unfortunately it just wasn't our night, and we just didn't play very well there.
On Rachel's throw to second there, I'm assuming that you just want to throw to first, but just what is said after it, because on one hand it's an aggressive play, you're trying, I don't know what she's going for, but on the other hand it proved so costly.
Yeah, and we knew after the play. I mean, we knew that we should have gone. We should have gone to one. But you know what? Like, our players play aggressively. And sometimes it's going to be the right call, and sometimes it's not going to be the right call. We always want them to play to get a lead out if they can get a lead out. And I think that if you were to, when they look back on the film, of course, like Rachel wish she would have gone to one on that play, but it's one of those things where you're gonna win and you're gonna live and die off of trusting your defense there. So she knows next time she'll go to one.
On that bunt play, was there some sort of shift or something that KK went to throw to first and Bunk had gone to second, Jazz to third?
Just a miscue again. Just some not like us to have miscues like that, and we just didn't play well. On it. That's all. It's hard, because we're used to playing so well in all facets of the game. So it's okay. We'll make that adjustment and we'll come back tomorrow with it.
What's the message to Jordan in particular? Because prior to that, you'd say the walk, but truly, that was not just one of her best outings of the season. That was one of her best outings in a couple of years, and it gets away in a hurry, and it really is kind of unjust that she ends up with the loss at the end of it.
Yep, we told Jordan we thought she pitched really, really well. We were proud of her performance. I think that if she were to look back on it, she wishes that she would have eliminated some of her walks, which she knows, and Jordan was accountable for that. So I was really happy with her performance. I know Coach Reagan was. I know Coach Lombardi was too. So if she keeps pitching like that, we're going to be in a lot of positions to win ball games. So we're proud of how she did.
Can you take us through this day in general, just the team's reaction to the Missy news and your reaction to being thrown into the head coaching role tonight?
Yeah, I mean, the truth of it is that we don't want to use that as an excuse at all. We should be a team, and we are a team that can withstand a coach not being out here. Of course, it's huge. It's huge not to have your head coach out there, right? But it's something where we feel very confident. Coach Lombardi feels really confident with what we have going on here, that we can still go and win ball games. So you want your head coach to be out here. She's a huge part of what we do, but we're not going to use that as an excuse at all for how we perform. We should perform. Our team is good enough to perform without any one of our coaches out here.
Last season, that had to be a day-to-day contingency, Sam. I realize you guys aren't still tested these days, but was this a contingency that you guys were really prepared for? Just because, the world has kind of started to move on, mentally at least. So were you guys really, was this a contingency? Was this a possibility that you guys had prepared for like 2 and 3 months ago?
Are you talking about being prepared if coaches in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we should be prepared. Of course, you don't expect, it's hard with COVID. It's hard to adjust with it. It's not something that Coach Lombardi can control. It's not something that any of us can control. And so for us, yes, of course, our team has been dealing with people coming in and out all season long. I don't know, if we've had our full team out there the entire season. And we pride ourselves on that, right? Is being able to have depth and being able to be flexible. And we should be able to encumber, one of our people not being out here, and it's on us, to be able to have coaches back like that. So, of course, like, it's a blow not to have your head coach out here. Of course, it's something that's frustrating that, no one wants to be out here more than Coach Lombardi does, right? And it's the most frustrating thing is for her, right, to sit there and not be able to come out here. So, but we should be able to encumber that, and we do have contingencies for that, right? Like, we know how to respond in that kind of way, and we just didn't do a good job of it tonight.
Halajon's a great pitcher, not taking anything away from her,
Yep.
but one of the characteristics of your team up until this point has been making the in-game adjustments.
Yep.
Not to say they didn't, but what was it that she did? Because as the game progressed, it was almost the flip of the script. The team almost got
Yep.
worse as the game went on instead of better.
No, we didn't do well offensively tonight at all. I think that we've done a good job throughout the whole year of coming back late and making adjustments, and tonight we just didn't. And we, that's on us as an offense. Just again chalking up to one of those nights where, on all three phases of the game, we just didn't play well. We need to be more competitive offensively for sure. We need to dig in and have better at bats. We just kind of let it get away from us a little bit tonight. And credit her, she threw well, she throws hard, and they did a really good job, on the mound. But so, we tip our cap to her for sure. But offensively, we just were uncharacteristic tonight in a lot. We were uncharacteristic in a lot of ways. So I'm looking forward to getting back and looking at the film, and for us to be making adjustments moving forward.
Just a question, because again, the walk, uncharacteristic, but eight for the night, but it was amongst the four different pitchers. So
Sure.
each one was there anything that you were hearing from the pitchers about the zone that they weren't, was there anything specific, or was it just one of those nights?
No, I think that if you were to ask the pitchers, it was on us. I don't think it had anything to do with the umpire or anything like that. I think that we just didn't throw well in those situations. So I don't think it had anything to do with the umpire.
I'm not saying necessarily
Right.
the umpire, but just them feeling out the zone. Maybe it was smaller than they
Oh.
were used to, or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. It could have been. I think that if you were to ask them, though, they would say that it's more on us than anything else, for sure.
What was your message to the team just in terms of approaching the rest of this series?
Yeah, we got to compete. We got to bow up and compete. Nothing in the pack is easy. The pack is going to be a mental grind. Everyone is good, right? And one day you can come out and have a bad day like today, and tomorrow's a brand new day. So I think the message for our team is to evaluate and figure out what we did and what we didn't do, more importantly, and to come back tomorrow ready to go, ready to compete, and to mentally just continue to check in that kind of a way. This series is absolutely still up for grabs, and so I'm excited to come back tomorrow and get after it.
Understanding that the nature of the game is you're going to fail. It's a game of failure, is what Coach Lombardi actually said. How do you compartmentalize, understanding that that's what you're wanting to do, how do you compartmentalize, flush what happened, and get that team ready for tomorrow?
You have to. I think that we pride ourselves on being mentally tough. You don't come to Oregon and you don't play in this conference if you're not mentally tough, right? Like, all of these players in our team are incredibly mentally tough. And we have high expectations on our team, which means that sometimes that you're going to come underneath them and you're going to fail, right? We have high expectations of our staff. I think that if you're to ask anyone of our staff, we're disappointed in not making enough adjustments, right? Like, I look at the offense on me first and foremost. Like, obviously, they weren't prepared for today, and that's on me. And I got to get them prepared for tomorrow and for the next day. So of course it's going to be a game of failure, and we accept that for sure. But with that, it's about continuing to learn from this and not just going home and saying, like, okay, we'll come back tomorrow. Like, teams are too good to be able to do that. It's about us evaluating ourselves, figuring out where we're going to get better, and then still coming with that mindset tomorrow of we're looking to compete today.